just went to court for the first time for this divorce. And that was brutal. I was not prepared for that feeling. And the craziest part is we're not even divorced. It was an emergency hearing to get our divorce reinstated because my ex answered the divorce too late, not within the time frame that he was supposed to, so our case got caught up in the system and dropped. So it was like 30 seconds, literally. We went before the judge, raised our right hand and said, yes, we still want this divorce to happen. But I was not prepared for the level of emotion that I was going to feel. It sounds so stupid, but all I could picture was walking into that same court building, doing what was necessary and filing the paperwork to get married and taking those stupid pictures outside the courthouse with our marriage certificate. It's like a death of an entire chapter of your life and what you thought was going to be your future. And I was crying so hard in the bathroom before the court hearing and having pep talks with myself like a toddler in front of the mirror, like, you can do this, you're strong, you're gonna be fine.
See, this is the moment nobody posts on social media. Everybody celebrates choosing themselves until they're standing in court, realizing what they're actually losing. Divorce isn't just leaving a spouse. It's changing your kids' lives, your future, and your daily reality. Think long-term before making a permanent decision over temporary emotions.
Left me with nothing, homeless, left me a single parent to our child with nothing. My biggest regret is not investing in myself. I can blame my ex all I want for that. Ultimately, I did not demand that we invest in me. And for all my ex's hobbies and dreams and goals, we put all of our extra money toward it all the time. After investing in my spouse for 15 years, they decided that now that they had this great job, that they would just toss me aside and move to a fancy new place and wanted to take all their money with them. If I had invested some of that time, some of that money over those 15 years into me, then I wouldn't be struggling the way that I am right now. I should have invested in myself more.
That last sentence is the one that matters. I should have invested in myself more. That's accountability, and I respect it. Too many people build their entire identity around their partner and assume the relationship will last forever. Supporting your spouse is a beautiful thing, but sacrificing your own growth completely? That's a risky investment. Marriage works best when both people continue developing themselves, because life is unpredictable. If the relationship ends, at least you're standing on your own 2 feet instead of starting from zero.
I left my husband 5 months ago and I regret it. No, you're not supposed to say that. I know I'm supposed to be in my living my best life, hoe era, whatever, but like, no. These last 5 months have broken my spirit. They have been the hardest of my life. These last 5 months have required so much work, so much discipline to get back to myself. But it's supposed to suck. I talked to my friend last night about this on the phone and he really put it in perspective for me. Said the year you get a divorce was going to suck regardless. I question my decisions constantly. No matter what choice I made, I would have been miserable regardless. Life is not supposed to be happy and perfect all the time. Most growth comes from the times when we are having to do the work, having to sit in our misery, having to sit in the quiet. And that is exactly what I'm doing. 31 and I feel like I'm 18 again trying to navigate the world. Because you know what I regret more than leaving my husband? I regret having to get to that point anyway. I regret marrying the wrong person in the first place and not listening to my intuition. From my mistakes. So that you can learn from me being a dumbass because I feel dumb am all the time. Of course, it's normal to have regret. I regret so many things in my life, but I can't let it ruin my life either. Never learn from things going right. We learn from them going wrong, and I'm holding on to that. I regret that I had to get to that point. I didn't want it to, but it happened, and we move on.
This reminds me of people who quit a stable job because they think happiness is waiting somewhere else. Then reality shows up with bills, loneliness, uncertainty, and suddenly they start wondering if they made the right call. That doesn't automatically mean leaving was wrong. It means every major decision comes with a price. The lesson isn't never leave. The lesson is don't expect freedom from one problem to mean freedom from all problems. Every choice trades one set of challenges for another.
You know, life after divorce. As a woman, I would honestly sit here and say, as much as I've made the decision and the choice to divorce my husband then, I also regret it. I don't regret it because I still loved him, but I regret it because I feel like I denied my children the right and the opportunity to have what people call a normal family. Now today I'm sitting with kids who are in the statistic of divorce. So as much as I've divorced, I would never ever advise anybody to go through a divorce.
You know what? I actually respect the honesty here. She's not glamorizing divorce or pretending it's all sunshine and self-discovery. She's acknowledging that her decision had consequences beyond just her own happiness. At the same time, staying in a genuinely unhealthy marriage isn't automatically the answer either. The real lesson is this: if a marriage can realistically be repaired, fight for it before you walk away. Because once a family is divided, there's no reset button.
When I first told my ex-husband that I wanted a divorce, he was in shock. So when I finally came around to wanting to divorce my ex-husband, it was November of 2020. We were coming up on Thanksgiving and Christmas and his birthday and my daughter's second birthday. And I just was like, I'm going to wait till all those things are done. Like we get along for the most part. Like I've totally checked out, but it's not like we're like not getting along or he's abusive or anything like that. And then, man, do I wish I remember what he was upset about. So he's upset one night about something super, super trivial. Like, oh, I didn't do his laundry. Oops. Oh, I didn't do his laundry, or there wasn't toilet paper, or just something like so minute. So we sit down after the kids go to bed, and I'm like, okay, we went to the couples therapy, we learned how to communicate. It's like, hey, something's clearly bothering you. Like, what's going on? So I'm sitting there quietly, letting him talk. And he's going on and on and on. I wish I remember what it was about something just so trivial that he was upset about, and I just sat there silent. So he finishes talking. It's my turn, because that was one of the only things I used to do. That was my downfall, was I would interrupt during a conversation. So I was quiet. It's my turn to speak. And literally my response was, well, I guess it's time for us to separate. His response literally was, I didn't see that one coming. Like I mentioned, I had been planning on leaving him. So shortly before we separated, our daughter had outgrown her crib, and so I had already put the kids in one bedroom, and so we literally had an extra bedroom with a king-size bed that became his bedroom. I don't really remember our whole conversation other than I just remember him begging me to not leave him, and I just was like, you know what, I need some time, I need some space, I need you to sleep in the other bedroom tonight. And I kid you not, I wake up the next morning to him bringing me breakfast in bed, coffee, he had the kids all taken care of, the house was all clean, and I literally only had one request from him every single week. Was there was a certain day of the week where it was in between his work days. All I wanted was for him to bring me a cup of coffee in the morning and deal with the kids, and trying to get his ass out of bed to give me a hand. He literally would sigh and then go and do it for me. And so for him to suddenly start bringing me breakfast in bed and coffee, I was like, absolutely not. And then again, suddenly he was doing all this stuff around the house, and I was like, this is not okay. So I don't even think this went on for more than 2 weeks before I just literally could not handle him trying to dote on me.
You know what? I actually respect the honesty here. She's not glamorizing divorce or pretending it's all sunshine and self-discovery. She's acknowledging that her decision had consequences beyond just her own happiness. At the same time, staying in a genuinely unhealthy marriage isn't automatically the answer either. The real lesson is this: If a marriage can realistically be repaired, fight for it before you walk away. Because once a family is divided, there's no reset button.
So I'm ordering old fashions, dirty martinis, and these bars. Then we're going out to steak dinners with my coworkers, and we're ordering expensive bottles of wine. And I'm showing up at home wasted. And I start resenting my husband because he's just like any normal husband probably would do. Like, what are you doing coming home on a Tuesday night at 10:30, drunk out of your mind? Like, where were you? And so I realized then that I couldn't be married anymore. I was like, this is not going to work out for me because, and again, I'm spinning the truth. I'm telling my family, he's so controlling. I got to get out of this relationship. I mean, he's insecure. It's just, I'm just saying whatever I need to make my family be like, I mean, that doesn't sound anything like him, but like, I guess, yeah, if you're unhappy, go for it. Not go for it. Obviously, my family wasn't like, yeah, get divorced. But I mean, they were like, if it's going to make you happy, like, I guess you have to do what's going to make you happy.
And they don't know the real reason why. Yeah. My
mom will still say to this day, she watches my TikToks and she's like, I didn't know that you were hiding all this drinking from your ex, like my ex. And I was like, yeah, I know you didn't because I did whatever I could to make you not know. And my ex-husband would not tell my parents because he knew that would just piss me off. Yeah. So he protected me in a sense, which beginning of December. And I get home and I'm like, I'm moving out. And he's just like, what? And I'm like, yep, I don't want to be married anymore. I want freedom. I feel like you're controlling me. You are always wondering where I am. Just like, yeah, of course he is. But I couldn't, it didn't make sense to me. And I'm experiencing this life of going out and not being tied down to anyone. And I'm like, this is what I missed all throughout my 20s because I was in a serious relationship from the moment I got out of college to now, and I'm 30 years old. And so I just didn't, so again, I'm justifying. I'm like, I just need a couple years of going out in New York, get it out of my system. I just need it out of my system. It's just all pent up and I definitely don't have a problem. It's just me needing to live life a little bit. So I move out. That divorce was heartbreaking for him. And for me, but I didn't experience the heartbreak until after I got sober because I drank through it all.
This is one of the most self-aware clips I've seen in a minute. She admitted she lied. She admitted she hid her drinking. She admitted she called accountability control. And she admitted the freedom she chased wasn't worth what she lost. That's why you never make permanent decisions while you're running from yourself. Change the habits first, then decide if the marriage is really the problem. Sometimes the issue isn't the relationship, it's the person staring back at you in the mirror.
October the 12th, 2025. I told my husband I was leaving. He hasn't done anything wrong. We've been together 15 years. It's my second marriage. I'm 54. But I am done. There is no communication. There is no intimacy. There is nothing. We are roommates. And I refuse to live my life like that anymore. So, we're still cohabiting. We're still sharing the same bed. Purely because I can't do anything else except sleep on the sofa. And I do. Sometimes I do. So, I am now looking to move out. I am not going to sell the house. He's going to stay. He has a lot more outdoor belongings than I do, if that makes sense. I don't know what's going to happen. I refuse point blank to live my life like this. I don't care if you don't agree. I don't care if you think you should just get on with it. No, we have one life. I'm 54 and I'm on my second marriage. I've got 2 grown-up children. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not just going to be that person that is the roommate. I want more, and I'm going to get more. So you want to join me and see what happens, whether it's good, bad, indifferent, whatever, then do so. Let's go on this journey together, because I'm telling you now, there's a lot more ladies out there that want to do it, don't do it, that haven't got a clue, that don't know what to do. We all want to big each other up. So let's see what happens.
I'm not mad at anyone for wanting love, intimacy, and real connection. Everybody deserves that. But don't let social media convince you that leaving automatically guarantees you'll find something better. Plenty of people leave looking for excitement and end up missing the stability they took for granted. If the marriage is truly over, then be honest about it. But if it's just two people who stopped investing in each other, sometimes the answer isn't a new partner. It's a renewed effort with the one you already have.
I made the extremely tough decision to leave my husband last year after being with him for 21 years. We were married for 8 years. And my ex-husband is not a bad guy, wonderful father. But there were some things that would send people into orbit when I would tell them things. Like, number one, and I'm not exaggerating, my ex-husband did not tell me that he loved me. That sends people into outer space when I tell them that. That was something that I accepted, we'll call it accepted, but now I see it as settling. I had accepted this about him, but what ended up happening is years and years and years of what I will consider emotional neglect, unintentionally. I began to resent him, and there's a few videos that I want to make of things that I've learned, especially with us coming up on 1 year divorced, and what I learned about divorcing the good guy and what a villain that makes you, how hard it is on your kids. I just want this to reach someone going through the same thing or thinking about divorcing the good guy. And if you have questions, if you have concerns that you have for yourself or your kids, drop it in the comments. I'd love for somebody to ask me something, because I feel like my story can help somebody. We're going to start here.
Notice what she calls him, a good guy. That's important. She's not accusing him of abuse, cheating, or violence. She's talking about emotional needs that weren't being met. Those are real issues, but here's the uncomfortable truth. Good people can still fail each other without either person being evil. My only concern is when someone says they accepted something for 21 years. That's not just his responsibility anymore. At some point, you've got to advocate for your needs instead of hoping the other person magically figures them out.
So I saw a comment, I deleted it, but I need to respond to it. Someone asked to hear my husband's side. So let me tell you, my husband's side. Well, he loved me and gave me everything he had, did everything in the world for me. And you know what? I have to tell you though, actually, to his credit, he did do so much for me. Except show me love and respect and attention and hold me and kiss me and look at me and communicate with me and try to have conflict resolution ever. He did everything in the world that money could do or he could physically do, but emotionally, he's been gone since month 2, and I happen to be pregnant. So there's that, and that's very typical of the personality type I'm dealing with. Okay, so I've got a business idea. We need to come up with a robot boyfriend or girlfriend, partner, whatever, for people that are going through a divorce. That way, you don't feel super lonely, and you can or is there like a service of men or women, but for me it'd be man, that I could buy to just give me compliments all day and tell me he loves me and everything's gonna be okay, and call me and check on me and just build me the hell up
And because I don't actually want someone, I just want some affirmation right now. So we need to create a service like this. I'm taking applicants right now.
I ain't gonna lie, the robot boyfriend part made me laugh, but it also says something deeper. She's craving validation, affection, and reassurance, not necessarily another relationship. That's a reminder that emotional needs are real. But here's the flip side. No partner can read your mind forever. If you're starving emotionally, you've got to say it early, say it clearly, and work on it together. Waiting until you're completely empty usually means somebody's packing boxes instead of fixing the marriage.